Good evening, everyone, stampers and friends. It's Tony Embry, and I am coming to you from my studio, the Riverview Creative Studio, and it's in Newburgh, North Carolina. And tonight is Technique Tuesday, Tips and Tricks with Tony. So I hope that you guys will enjoy tonight. We're going to do something kind of fun. Like I always think we do something fun, but anyway, I hope your Tuesday has been going well. And I've been doing lots of different things, and I was kind of late working on my samples for tonight, but I got them done. And that's, in the end, that's all that matters. So tonight we're going to be using this Life is Beautiful set, which is new. One of the new ones. And I just love it. Today was the first day I've been playing with it. I think if you listen to any of my other videos, that you know that recently, that you know that I've been trying not to use any of the new stuff for a little while, because there's other stuff that I wanted to play around with a little bit more. Hey, Ed. Hey, Michelle. Hello. But this one, oh my gosh, this Life is Beautiful thing, it has so many options for those creative types like us. And so anyway, I thought I would do two tonight, and we're going to be using embossing powder. So we've done that before, and if you saw my Gentleman Crafters video, you know that I use gold and the other leaf set. But anyway, so I decided that I would do a little bit of fall and maybe a little bit of snow, because we don't get snow here very often, which I'm perfectly happy with, but I still like to see snowy stuff. So, but I watch the Hallmark Channel most of the time for that stuff. But anyway, so I don't want to delay. I'll show you the cards. But anyway, this is the set, which I just love. And so we're going to use the Stamparatus as well, because it's just a wonderful thing. And if you're looking to buy and get some coupons for August, the Stamparatus, if you don't have it, is $49. So, and there's other little things you could buy, like an extra set of magnets or whatever, to get you over that $50, and then you get $5 extra that you could spend in August. So if you don't have the Stamparatus, and you haven't seen my other video that I used it, then you should probably watch it. And then I'm going to use it tonight, and you were just going to... I don't know how you can live without it. So anyway, so this card is... this is fall. I like it. Anyway, so the thing that I didn't know till recently is... so I stamped it in cinnamon cider, right? The tree. And then I embossed it with the Versamark and clear embossing powder. So the thing about that is our inks don't stick to the embossed tree. So the tree's embossed, so then when you put other things, you do the background and everything afterwards, it doesn't stick to it. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so that's why. So I did the tree first, and then in brown. And you don't have to do it in brown, I mean, if you have a color, but we have white, black, clear. So I'm using clear tonight for this. And so you just stamp the tree if you want to, in whatever color you want to do your tree in, and then just stamp it again. And this is where your Stamparatus comes in. So you use the Stamparatus to put this tree on, so that you don't have to worry about lining it up, because as you know, if you've been using the Stamparatus, you can keep stamping the same thing and get it darker and darker. And all you have to do is make sure your paper's in place. So anyway, so this one is where I'm going to do this one tonight. I've already stamped the tree. I'm going to show you how I did it, but I'm not going to actually heat emboss it, because that daggone noise is just too annoying. So anyway, so I stamped a few more leaves inside, but that's one. We're going to do that one. And then this is my snow one. Hi, Vicky. So, so this one, I went ahead and stamped it. Okay, so I stamped, sorry, I got so much crap on my desk. So I stamped it in Smoky Slate. But then I decided I would use the silver embossing powder. So if you use the silver embossing powder, you don't have to do the stamping. But if you don't have the silver embossing powder, you could stamp it in smoky slate, and I'll show you what it looks like because that's what we're going to do. So I did this one. This is silver, okay? And then of course, I added a little bling, and this is all the background, and I did all that background after I did the tree. Okay, come on, where are you? So that's that one. So this one, it almost has a greenish cast to it, doesn't it? Well, looking at my light. But anyway, so I stamped the tree in the smoky slate because I wanted you guys to be able to see. If you don't have something, you could use something else. So I stamped it in the smoky slate, and then I did the clear embossing powder on it. And so it looks different, but you still get, but you could use a different gray if you wanted. But anyway, but that's what I decided to do so you could see the difference. So this is silver, but I did stamp it first. But you could just do it in the silver, just do it in the Versamark, and then put the silver embossing powder on it. But anyway, well, I'm going to do these two for you tonight. So I'm going to pull out, but first I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus. So give me just a second. And I didn't change anything because I want to show you how to set this up, okay? Because those of you who don't maybe not know how to, I want to show you how wonderful this thing is. My magnets keep flying all over the place. I don't know. I've broken my magnets for some reason. They're flying all over the studio, and so I ordered some new ones. But these things are like all chipped up. I don't know why. I don't do anything to them. They just slam together and break. Okay, so I take a piece of. This is paper. I use this one, that I might need it later. Okay, that's all right. I cut some more. All right, so what I do is I put my paper where I want it in the Stamparatus. And I'm going to take this off because this is I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so then I put one weight up here. Put this up. You want to make sure, and this is why it's kind of good to set it like this because you know where it is, and if it moves, you can put it back there. Okay, so this is a really big stamp, actually. So so you've got your plates where you want them, and there's two different plates, so you can use them for two different things. And then, or you can use them for four different things, but I'll show you that in a minute. Anyway, so I'm going to show. See, so what you do is you put your card, thank God, and then you put your little stamp where you want it. Okay, so then all you do, this is a magic that happens, is you just put your plate down. And I keep a little bone folder because if the thing starts to look like it's going to slip up, I put my bone folder under it. And so, is it that? See, it's lined up, still lined up. Is that amazing? Okay, so I'm going to move this down so you can see what I'm going to do. So it's really messy. I'm really messy. Okay, so I'm trying to move this so you guys can see it. Okay, I think you can see it there. This is what my desktop just isn't big enough. Okay, so I'm going to use this. We're going to do the cinnamon cider. Okay. I know, aren't they pretty, Vicky? I love those colors. Okay, so make sure you can see this. Can you see it? Okay. So here's the cool thing. On the bigger stamps, sometimes, you just don't get, you may not get the definition that you want the first time you put it down. But, so you could just stamp it again. You might miss something. You know, it's worth the extra time. See, it's still pretty, but I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to stamp it. I don't know what that is. A piece of paper or something. I bet there was a piece of paper on my stamp. Lord knows. Lord knows what it is. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, let me wipe that off because I'm going to put it on something it shouldn't be on. Okay, so anyway, the last time I stamped the tree, I stamped it 3 times. Because you know, depends on how you want it. I like mine dark. Okay, so there it is. See, I like it like this now, but you know, you could go again if you want to, or you could use, you know, the espresso color because it makes it really dark. But I really like this cinnamon cider. Okay, so you want to wipe off your tree before you start into the Versamark because I'm going to show you what it's going to do. Even though I'm not going to put the powder on it, I'm just going to do it so I show you how to do it. because I'm not gonna heat. Well, I could put the powder on it, and then I could heat set it later. Let me get my little powder. What did I do with it? So I have other colors that I have, but they're not in the book anymore, so I can't use them. I don't want to tease you guys with stuff that you can't use. It just would not be nice. So I don't know where it went to. Where's my white? I probably set it somewhere. Who knows? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do it. That's gold. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that because I can't find it. Oh well, it's probably on my desktop somewhere. But anyway, so I'm going to show you that's what this is. Okay, so then you could take this off. And you could go ahead and do you could put other stamps on here, do it. But that's all I'm going to show you with that. But that is worth its weight in gold. So if you got something you need, if you don't have enough to buy and you really want to spend $50, that's the way to do it. It's worth it, especially with the holiday season coming. So this is what it would look like. And so what you would do then is after you cleaned it off, then you would just take your VersaMark, okay, and go over the tree again and then stamp it again. And then you would take your embossing powder and put it all over it and let it set for, I like to let mine set for a few seconds. And then take it off and then look for any other spots that kind of wave it off. And then you can heat set it. Or you can let it dry for a couple minutes, so then heat set it. But anyway, so that's what the tree looks like. And you know, you could just use the tree this way, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it embossed. Okay, so I'm gonna put the VersaMark down here, and then we will start with this. Now I use the little daubers, but I also have the little cheese pieces, and I've done it both ways. And I did this one with the daubers, and yeah, you could see where some of the little things. So it's it's your personal preference. But so what I'm going to do is bring this in and make a mess. I'm going to start with. I like to start with the blue. So let me find the blue. I was going to put all these stamps away. They just pull them out when I was using them with you guys, but then I decided that's kind of time consuming. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I wash my daubers. And some of them come really clean, especially if you do it pretty fast afterwards. But let's see if this one is still green. Nope. Okay. So I'm using the Balmy Blue first. Okay. So so what I do, and I'm trying to do like a fall sunset, because they're usually a lot more intense. And so that I just start off the paper and go on. And so, I mean, there are some little dotty things, but that's not really to be, I mean, you could try a different thing if you want. See what works for, what's best for you. But this, I don't really mind them, and so that's my thing. But, you could use the little cheese. I'll do some of them so you can see. The next one I'll use the little cheese pieces, as I call them. Remind me of cheddar cheese. Okay, so I start with a little bit of blue. And then I might put a little blue down here too. A little blue down here because the sky's not completely on that side. Okay. Then I'll put this one away. And then, okay, yellow. Do some yellow. And I know you have to be careful when you do these, that you don't run your colors together and then dip it over, because you'll get your colors mixed. If you want to go light to dark usually. And so here's the yellow. But see, it does, that's the cool thing. See, is once I'm done, I can wipe my tree off. It doesn't mix. I mean, it doesn't stick to the tree, which is what's really cool if you're doing a background, right? Okay, that's that one. And then the bounces we have beautiful sunsets here too, but sometimes, let's see what I'm going to do. Red, I'll do red and a little purple somewhere. Red, purple. You can make it as intense as you want, but it's kind of fun to play around with it. You do different ones. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of purple up here. Because you know, I don't know about you, but sometimes in the sunset, you see purple in the sun, in the clouds. And I kind of like it. A little bit of purple, a little bit of red. And you could do it. Just play with it. What works for you. Okay, that's purple. I just think it looks pretty no matter what you do. But what I really like is that you don't have to worry about the tree because the tree will come off. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of red in here. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. And I'm sure, Vicky, you could do, you paint, so I'm sure you could do a really pretty sunset. Okay. I might have to put some more yellow in. Let's see. That's enough red. Maybe I'll put a little bit of orange pumpkin in to see what that looks like. Make sure it's not too dark. A little bit of that in. I like oranges and reds and yellows. Okay. Maybe just a tad bit more. Actually, I think that's pretty enough. That's enough. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to do some green now. Let me find my green. Because what did I do with my green? I must have put my green back. Let's see. I knew I would do something like that. I think I'll do a little pear pizzazz this time. I used the old olive last time. So you don't have to worry about the tree. Just, you notice the tree doesn't really stick on the tree, does it? Okay. I'll do a little bit more green, I think. A little bit of the old olive. There we go. Just a tad bit. Old olive. As I can. Just because I can, it's fine. Okay, so I'll just cut down here. Just a little bit. So my leaves will show up when I do my leaves. Anyway, it reminds me of like finger painting. That's why I like it so much. Okay, so what I did the first time I did these is I put this on the Stamparatus and did it on the Stamparatus. But one of the things I found is I had to keep moving the Stamparatus around. So I decided that I would do it a little differently this time. And so I'm going to do it differently. You guys can see it differently. Okay, so the cool thing is, I'll show you. I'm going to wipe some of this off so you can see how it comes off. Doesn't really stick to it, but it comes off. Okay, so the cool thing is that with this is you can stamp your leaves however you want them, and then you can move the stamp around to get the other colors. And on Stamparatus, I had to keep moving them around. But on the Stamparatus, you can do them multiple times if you want. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just build a few different layers on here of leaves. So you could do that. Do a few different layers of color so you get different colors, right? And then I'm gonna do, which makes it really, I think, really come together nicely when you do it this way. And then just sparingly, I'm actually gonna stamp off and then do these because these ones are really dark. And I don't want it to take over too much of the picture. What do you think? Okay, what do you think, guys? What do you think? How's that suit your fancy? Pretty? I just love the detail in it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little thing and wipe my tree again. Tree. I'm going to wipe off the color, most of the color off the tree. So now we get my paper. Oh, this one. Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize it. You guys didn't tell me. I actually put this one on without the embossed tree, so you can see what it looks like without the embossed tree. So the next one I'll do the embossed tree. I'll just do it a little differently, so we won't see it because I love what happens on camera. Just love how it happens on camera. Okay, so this one we'll do a little different. We will do it a little differently. Okay, this one we won't make. We'll make this more daytime. We'll make this more daytime and not nighttime. See how it's not sticking to the tree now, since I'm doing it better now than I was doing last time. It turns the sky a little green, but not too much. You don't really notice it that much. Okay, let me get my greens again. We'll do some grass. Should be prettier. I just love playing with these things, do something different than you would expect. It's just, there's so many different techniques that we have with paper, with paper stuff that we could do, which I love. So this is in a pretty field of grass. You can see how the tree kind of stands out in that. It's just nice. I'm going to be doing some other cards with it. This is just the tip stuff, but I'm going to be doing some cards on one of my other days using this technique because I have so many ideas about what I want to do with it. So I'm going to do it. Okay, so get some of this. I used this for the white earlier. I want to see if I could get some fluffy clouds in here. See if I could get some clouds in here. Lighten up the sky a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take my, wipe off that tree. This one doesn't stick to the tree. Let's see how it comes off. That's what I was doing before. Didn't work. I mean, it worked, but not as much. Is that pretty? So the tree, you can see the tree now. Just turn this a little bit like that. Okay. Okay, so now we'll just go ahead and do some more leaves, and then because this will just be a different leaf one. That one we'll do different color leaves. And where's my leaf thingy? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we'll do some more different leaves, some more different ones. These are just really light, but that's okay because they're going to, they'll still be there. Now the problem, not the problem, but doing it on the Stamparatus, the thing that you run into is that you have to keep moving this, and so it's kind of nice. So that's what I did the first time, but then I'm like, okay, Tony, you could just stamp these and be a little bit faster than trying to do it the other way, which is what I was doing. Cool. I'm going really fast, but this one I'm just going to stamp on, stamp off again because I don't really like it to be too dark. Make more like leaf shadows than anything. Good. Okay, so I'm going to show you these two. I apologize for doing this one wrong, but now I'm going to wipe this off a little bit. Well, you could let it dry. You can let the background dry and then wipe it off if you want, but... So what do you think? Hi, Stephanie. They're both a little different, huh? I boo-booed on this one, but that's okay. It's a demonstration. Okay, so I did this one. I have the sentiment, so let me find my paper. Set this one over here, and then we'll start doing our other. Card. I want to put this one on here. You can see how this goes together. And then we will use our stamp and seal over here. Put this on the front. I have a sentiment. I have a thinking of you sentiment, which I really like. And so what I normally do is I like to tip all of my, but I don't have layers. I like to tip. This one came from, I love this. It comes from the Tasteful Labels dies, but it has lots of different shapes. But this is one of those. That's where it came from. I really like it. So I think it's still active. I don't know. I should have checked before. I still don't have my retired stuff labeled as retired. Okay. Let's see. Put this one on. I'll make a bow later. You guys have seen me make bows many times. So I made a bumblebee bow for the other one. Thinking of you. What do you think? Pretty, huh? Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. So here's the one I originally did. And there's this one. This one doesn't have as many leaves, huh? I got carried away. Okay, so now we'll do this one, which is kind of fun. Hopefully I'll do this one right. Okay, so here we have this one, because I did silver on this one. I remember this is clear, and it stamped in the other color, whatever it was, right? Smoky slate. Okay, so I have a little boo-boo there. So now I'm going to take some blue, really light. I'm going to use, I told you I was going to do this, so I'm going to use the little, these little sponges, which are okay, but they're really not my, I haven't learned how to use them well, I guess, is what I should say. But, it does create a little different look, for sure. But you want to start off on the edge and then come in. And you could go as fast or as slow as you want. I'm just conscious of the time and I don't want to make this go on for too long. Sorry about the shaking of the table. My main reason tonight was to show you about the embossing powder and how you could use that, and that it doesn't stick to the ink doesn't stick to your image, so you could do your backgrounds, and it's easier to do. There's just a multitude of things you could use this for at the upcoming holiday season. So I'll be doing some. I have some more ideas of some other projects I'm going to be doing. So I will be coming back to you again with some other stuff. that I'm excited about. Let's see. I need to be the purple. Make sure this isn't. Oh, I must use white on that. Oh, maybe it's water. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? And then with the snow, I kind of like to add a little purple to the thing because it's kind of sparkly. I like to add a little bit of purple. So the sponges are a little bit wet, which is probably part of the problem because I like to dampen them a little bit. That's why it's not watercolor paper, so that's why it's going up a little bit. And then the last thing I do is, what did I do with my white? White. Is it here? My white is really juicy. I use it for so many different colors that I ordered one that I could keep up because you can see that I have other colors on it. So I ordered another one so I could keep that one and use this one for these kind of projects where I'm doing this. So it's kind of juicy. So I kind of like to rub off some of it before I start putting it on because it kind of makes a wispiness. But, you know, snow kind of makes things look, even when it's coming down, it kind of makes things look kind of cloudy and white and a little magical. I could use some other glitter on here to make it pretty, but anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to do with it. And when it dries, it'll be really pretty, I think. Well, you saw this one. This one has more blue, a little more blue in it because how I did it, but everything is different. You know, I don't like to do any two just alike. It's hard for me to do that anyway. Okay. So then, if I had silver, I would use silver, but I don't have silver. So I think I'll do a little bit of gray. A little bit of this. And let's see, where's my snowballs? My snowballs are here somewhere. Oh, there they are. So this one has a little, like little snowballs. And when you put it in the white though, it kind of, so I stamp off with this and then do, because I don't want it to be too much heavy, this gray. So you could play around with it. Because you want it to be there, but you don't necessarily need it to show up too much. Just a little bit of background stuff. Okay. A little bit more up here. Okay. And then I think I'll do something else. I like doing different things so you guys can kind of get an idea of what stuff I do. So this is a little bit of heather, Highland heather. Okay. The last thing I'll do is put white on it, but the white is really juicy, so I can't really use it for anything else after I do that because it gets too, I have to wash my, I don't know if you guys have used the Whisper White, but mine, hi Wendy, mine comes out really kind of thick on here, and I have to take it to the sink and wash it because it's just gets too sticky for me. I don't know. But this doesn't really show up as much, so. Okay, let me do some and see if it'll stick if I don't do there. Get some white. So white snowballs on top. See the other colors beneath it kind of gives it a little bit of a shadow. It's snowing to beat the band, isn't it? It's like West Virginia snows. Y'all get up there, Wendy. We don't get, see what it does, it gets all like yucky at the bottom. So then I have to take it downstairs and wash it. So I don't mess with it. Don't do that. Okay, so now the magic happens. I'm going to take this and wipe off. I'd wipe this off a little bit. Let's see how this comes off the tree. It does take off some of the other stuff, but it's okay if you want to wait till it dries a little more, then you could do it. Or if you want to be really particular about it. I'm not. Let's see what it does. It kind of takes off the color so it doesn't stick to it. Okay, so let me find my other piece of blue. Stick this on. Hope you guys have enjoyed this technique of my Tuesday. I was really tired today. I thought that I was toying with the idea of not doing it, but you know, I really hate to not follow through, because it's nice to be able to be, you know, if people start looking forward to it, that you do it consistently. So, you know, this is all new to me, so I'm trying to make sure that I follow through and do things, you know, consistently, so that you could, you know, you could find me if you look forward to Tuesday. I mean, certainly you can watch the videos after, but it's kind of fun. There's lots of people that do videos, so I kind of want you to start watching behind it. So I'm going to do my best to be here. We all have lots of things to share, and it's kind of fun. And I want to share, when you buy a set, I want to make sure that if I recommend something, I'll just show you lots and lots of ways to use it, because, you know, when you make an investment in something, it's nice to have lots of options to ways to use it. So, you know, this tree is all 4 seasons. So you could just do a whole set of cards. You could frame it and make a little set, you know, of all 4 seasons. And so I'm going to do all the seasons at some point. And I'm not going to tell you when. You'll just and it won't be on a Techniques. It'll be on either a Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday, or Saturday Night Live with me, because then I usually spend a little more time there, but tonight I'm kind of going overboard with this. So anyway, put the Life is Beautiful there, and I will tell you that this paper is a little wet because I applied a lot of ink to it over the multiple times, but it'll be fine. I've stamped it. I mean, I've stuck it down now, so when it dries, it'll dry flat and everything. And then I'm going to pull out some of these little rhinestones, because rhinestones make everything better, don't they? Okay, now, come on, where did it go? Lord have mercy. There it is. I don't know. Every single time there's something that wants to hide from me. And I told you before, I have 2 of everything on my desktop for this very reason. So if I can't find one, I should be able to find another one. And I always try to put an odd number, because, you know, 3's not enough. And 7's too much for me, but 5 is perfect. There's 4, I need 1 more. Him up here. And then I'll probably put a ribbon on it. But anyway, this is the one I just did. This is the one I did before. So this one has noticeably different color. This one has more of the lavender. Well, it's Highland Heather, but this one has more of a purple. This one has more of a blue. But this one's dried. Obviously, this one, because I made this one an hour or so ago. This one is not. This one has the silver embossing, so you can see the difference. This one has clear embossing on it. And so this one has blue. This one has, I put them on the same color paper, but and on this one, I think I stamped on the inside. I haven't stamped on the inside of this one yet, because I have to fix my white thing. So that's that. And so then I'll show you what I did earlier. So this is the one I did before class. And then this is what I did in class. So you could see, it's the brown, a sediment cider, clear embossing powder, and then I just, to get the tree on, I used the Stamparatus, and then I just individually stamped all the different colors of leaves. And these I used the little daubers, just to daub on the color. This is more like of a sunset. This is more like the daytime. And so anyway, I'll put some other little chicker choppers, all that, put another thing. But just wanted to say thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me this evening. I appreciate it. And God bless you. Stay safe. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, if you're free, on Wednesday. If not, catch me on the backside of the video. And I have them on YouTube. I have them on my Riverview Creative Studio page. But I hope you'll join me. And God bless. And thank you so much. Good night.